Hi there, my name is Rebecca Williamson. I'm the publisher of Fierce Biotech, and I'm here today with Dr. Jason Zhu, CEO of Henlius. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Rebecca.
Jason, for audiences who may be less familiar with Henlius, tell me, how would you describe the company today, and what makes your business model distinctive in the global biotech landscape?
Sure. I think Henlius, we're actually 15 years old. It's not that old enough, but I think we are old enough in terms of establish a very well mature platform on the biopharmaceutical business. So when we talk about the biopharmaceutical business, it means we actually have a full cycle of the business model. That means we have R&D, we have the clinical development, we have manufacturing, we also have the commercialization team as well. So it's kind of like full function of the biopharma company we have.
China has rapidly emerged as a global biotech powerhouse in recent years. From Henlius's perspective, what has changed most in China's biotech ecosystem, and how has that shaped the company that you are today?
Yeah, the company we are having today is we actually got a 10 product approved in the market already. So among these 10 product approved, we actually got a 4 product approved in the US market and another 4 product approved in EU market. And we got a 7 product approved in China. So you can easily calculate there's a lot of overlapping as well. So let's talk about how productive we are in terms of the biopharmaceutical company. We also have ongoing clinical trials for more than 30 clinical trials. We have 50 molecules still in the R&D stage. So that's the quantity level we have at the moment. And also quality-wise, I think we keep it realizing the China market is not the only market we want to penetrate. We actually want to go global for sure. So over the last 2 years, we actually got 4 products approved in the US market, which is quite significant because if you look at the entire China pharmaceutical industry, we only see 16 products approved in the US, and we stand for a quarter of them. So that's our company's current status. But if you look at the ecosystem, we have seen in the China industry is, there's a lot of engineering, generative productivity for sure in this biopharmaceutical industry. It's like a lot of scientists, they initially trained in the US or in some other countries, but 20 years ago, they went back to China to set up the company and are just trying to, carry on some of the drug development. So this kind of company is actually building up a full landscape of the ecosystem and enable more and more scientists coming back to China and set up this business. So we are one of them for sure, but I think the next stage, maybe some of the company they be struggling, but for Henlius, I think we are moving to the stage is like we are generating the sales revenue more steadily year over the year. We're also profitable already at the moment, and also we're going to global more and more to mitigate our risk in terms of the sales revenue, in terms of the compound development risk as well. So I think at this moment, I think maybe you're going to see some of the biopharmaceutical company generate from China market is going to getting more and bigger, and they're going to go global for sure, and we want to be one of them.
Now, many global biotechs struggle with the balance between R&D investment and commercial returns. Henlius is often cited as one of the first profitable Chinese biotech companies from product sales while continuing to invest heavily in innovation. So tell me, how does this foundation shape your 5-year vision for Henlius, and what kind of company do you aim to build at the end of that period?
We cannot always rely on the stock market to raise our fund to really fund our product development. That's not a case we want to rely on because sometimes the market is not good. You cannot raise the fund. So sometimes a lot of companies, they have to stop their drug development, pipeline development, just because they have no revenue, right? So on the day I joined the company, I think one strategy I want to define, I want to push to the team is like, let's still carry on the biosimilar development, but not just in China. We actually want to go global with a more premium margin to be obtained and a more steady cash flow to be coming. So that's one of the things we want to still stay on. So at the moment, I think we generate a lot of cash flow from the biosimilar business, which enable us to use this cash flow to further inject into our product development for the innovative compound unit. So that makes us a very comfortable cash position to fund our innovative compound development, although at a high risk. But the money we generate from the biosimilar is big enough, is good enough to sponsor that part of the investment. But I think that's not enough to us, because we still want to see the big return from those innovative compound development. Because the beauty of the innovative compound is not like biosimilar. They actually have, they can easily reach to the peak sales, but it's just coming down in a very short time frame. But when you talk about an innovative compound, as long as you can address the patient and medical needs, as long as you can add on more and more indications, your innovative compound, the life cycle management is going to be really, really long. So we're going to have, we see the data generated from our serplulimab, which is currently approved in the EU, in UK, in Southeast Asia. This year, I think we're going to see this innovative compound serplulimab filing in the US, and the next year is going to be approved in the US. So I think it's a balance. We want to enable our competency development previously generated from the biosimilar business, and also cash flow generated from the biosimilar business, but further spend on innovative compound development, but eventually rely on the innovative compound to generate more blockbuster revenue for sure. Over the next 10 years, I think if you're not the 10 years, maybe let's talk about 5 years, I think we're going to see a 15 compound to be approved in the US market. And we hope to have our sales revenue wise is going to be like a top 30 company sales revenue size kind of things. Yeah.
So my final question for you, as Henlius competes more actively on the global stage, where do you see your strongest competitive advantages compared with your multinational peers?
We call ourselves as the agile fat guy. We're fat, but we're not really fat, because we have 4,000 employees already at the moment, mostly based in China, but some of them based in US. We actually have a pretty decent team in the US as well. We got a staff in Australia, in Japan as well. Why we want to have the presence in those countries is because we want to be agile. Because most of the job we're doing at the moment, in addition to the commercialization part, we're actually doing the drug development, right? So when we do the drug development, when we do the clinical trial development, we need to talk to the doctors. We need to talk to the site, talk to the hospital. So those kind of expertise need to be in field. So I think that's our key competency. If you look at most of the peers in China industry, none of the company is actually doing that like us. We have the key competency as a global clinical development competency. We have a key competency as a global regulatory affairs competency. We file our clinical pipeline by ourselves into different agencies, FDA, EMA. We all done by ourselves. So we so-called as a CRO-free team, because a lot of companies, they actually use the CRO, but we don't use that. We just do that order. Other things. So that's the key competency. The second key competency is the manufacturing pace. We actually have 2 manufacturing sites in Shanghai. One is in Songjiang, the other one is actually in Yishan. So our capacity is 84,000 liters, which is quite good. And also we keep receiving a successful inspection from FDA, from EMA as an agency inspection. That's one of the unique strengths, I think, comparing to the industry effort.
Very good. That feels like a perfect place to close out. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Thank you.